I mentioned a book that had come in the mail today. Most of you will know the name of Edmund Lester Pearson. He was born 1880 in Newburyport, Massachusetts, most famous for his essay published in 1924 about the Borden case. Of course, he was only 12 years old when it happened. By 1924, a lot of the attention had begun to dim on the Borden case, but his essay pretty much brought the case back into the limelight again. Pearson was a librarian and an author who actually wrote true crime types of essays and collections of essays. You may have heard of the one from 1924 that had the Lizzie case mentioned in it. I think it was called Studies in Murder. Then there was a sequel to that, More Studies in Murder. And this one called The Trial of Lizzie Borden. I was really excited to get this particular volume. This is leather-bound and beautiful gold workmanship embossing on the cover. You open this one up and it has lovely end papers. It's a privately printed edition for the members of the Notable Trial Library. What's special about this special edition, of course it's very handsome, looks great on your bookshelf, it has an introduction by the famous Alan Dershowitz. And I can't say there's anything particularly memorable about Dershowitz's introduction. The quality of the paper is just silken, very nice quality. Does have a few illustrations, none that we haven't already seen, but I will say they're very crisp and easy to see, high quality. I think this is what the original book that came out, I think it was in 37. Let's see what it says. Right. I think that's 1937. Doubleday. We see the dedication, which I found was really interesting, to the memory of Hosea Knowlton. And we find in the acknowledgments that Pearson had spent a lot of time talking to the son of Knowlton, his name was Frank, and discussing the case. I did not know that, and I found that extremely interesting. So the acknowledgments and all of the work that Pearson put in for this particular work is worthy of note. It's beautifully laid out. You have the entire trial by the day, who was called, the evidence that was presented. It's very, very user-friendly, and you can immediately find exactly what you need because all of the pages are right here for you to flip, and you don't have to go pouring through. It includes a little satin ribbon here, page marker, and it also had a list of illustrations. Here we go. You'll recognize the second and ground floor that were done by Kiernan. The originals are at the Fall River Historical Society. The quality of the reproductions are really, really great. Let's see if I can find one. These had originally appeared in Porter's book, The Fall River Tragedy, and you can easily find these online. This is the ground floor. the second floor. But just so you can see the quality of the reproductions of the photographs. This is really a nice detail of Mrs. Churchill's house, where you see the gingerbread trim and the vines, that large shrub, and of course the Borden barn. I often wondered how Hyman Lubinsky could possibly have seen a woman coming from the barn in that little jog between the barn and the house. His position would have been right about in front of the gate here. And as you look down the Borden driveway, very difficult, I think, with all the foliage and that, to have seen anybody if you were just not looking for someone. Of course, I've always had my doubts about Hyman Lubinsky. Okay, so this is available. You find it on eBay. Well worth having. Handsome, handsome book. This was $35. I've seen it higher. You can certainly find it in other editions, but I like the way this is all organized. You also might want to pick up Studies in Murder and More Studies in Murder. Also Masterpieces of Murder. You can get this one on Amazon in paperback, and it's a Pearson true crime reader. Another case that he wrote about that I find fascinating, once again, a hatchet killing, were the Smutty Nose murders. And those are covered, I think, in Studies in Murder. Okay, well, there's some things for your bookshelf. Happy hunting. I can't wait to dive into this again. It's been a while. See you soon.